Yo guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video. So if you follow me on Instagram, this is your chance to now follow me on Insta. I'm always posting cars that I'm buying. Like, I buy and sell as a hobby, so I'm always posting obviously the cars, like when they're getting sold. And obviously a lot of you guys are intrigued, so you've asked me to do a YouTube series. So today is going to be the first episode of this YouTube series, starting with this S3 8L. So my main task with this series is to show you guys how much I pay for the car, what costs are incurred obviously when you're buying the car, so like insurance, petrol, food. You have to take it all into account, because obviously if you go for food 10 times and it's like £20 each, that's £200. Like, you have to think business minded. So yeah, I just want to break down the cost, how much the car cost me, how much it's going to cost to fix, and yeah, let me show you around the cars. So basically we've got an S3 8L, it's in reflex silver I believe. It's got xenons, which I believe, I don't think they are factory, I'll be honest, but it looks nice. So I got this car for £2,400. The reason why it was so cheap, because it had a few issues. And you see, when it comes to selling cars like this, you have to distinguish what is wear and tear and what is actually broken. So for example, this car's done 120,000 miles. It's got a few chips here, it's got some massive wheels, but that you can class down as wear and tear. So when you come to sell it, it's not that deep. It's 17 years old. People that are coming to buy the car, especially this one, they're going to be an enthusiast, so stuff like this, they can look past it. As long as mechanically it's sound, it drives well, there's no bangs, there's no knocks, people will more time buy these cars. This one has got the Audi A3 8P alloys on it. I'm in two minds whether to change it or not. The reason why I don't want to change it is because it's on coilovers, so it might look alright, you see what I'm saying, because it's still Audi wheels, but I'm still going to buy a set of Audi S3 wheels for this, just to see how they are. If I don't put them on, I can always sell them. With me, like, I'll always buy stuff cheap, so even if I did buy wheels for this, it would be cheap, so I can even make a drink on it after. But yeah, let me show you around the car. So yeah, it's got the xenons, it's got the Audi A3 8P alloys on there, the S-line ones. Like I previously mentioned, it's on coilovers, so it's sitting really low. The back sit's lovely. The front, I'm just going to get this lowered slightly, just to reduce the arch gap. It's on coilovers, so you might as well. Let me show you inside. Let me just turn the AC off.
With a small shop, or you help run a large company. Your business may be disrupted.
So when I bought this car, obviously I had a few issues. Obviously I bargained them down. This car was up for 3,000 originally, got it for 2,400, and I did start at £2,000. So you can't just go in with your genuine offer straight away, because obviously then more time you meet halfway, so then you're not going to get your thing. So what I do is, I've got in my mind that I wanted to pay 2,400 for this, offered him 2, he wanted 3, ended up making a deal at 2,400. so yeah, this doesn't work. Most likely it's just a fuse, because it doesn't work at all. Normally you can hear like clicking, it's not clicking at all, so most likely it's the fuse. Around the back. So you see this badge here has been done in black. I'm going to put that back to silver. I just think it looks better. What you have to remember, it's an old car, so I feel like this doesn't suit it. It needs to be chrome. This exhaust pipe is very badly corroded, so 50-50. I might put a cap back on it, or I might just change the tips and fix it. It depends. If it's got a blow in the exhaust, then I'll just change the whole exhaust. I'll take you around the side. This door here, broken. That won't lock. What you have to do is go inside, push it, and then you see that latch? You push it down and then it won't open. That's a little trip, so if you ever buy a car and the door's not shutting, just push the latch down, it'll be alright. Let me show you quickly. Now, obviously driving on the motorway, last thing you want is your door to be opening. It won't open because the latch is down. Other problems, wouldn't call it a problem. The alloys need a refurb badly. Desperate need for a refurb. And the brakes are very spongy, so all around it needs brakes and discs. But what you have to remember, it's a 17-year-old car. The stuff for this car is so cheap. I'll probably get disc and pads all around for about 350 fitted. On my R3, you're looking at about 2 grand. So it's literally a quarter of the price. Actually, it's not even quarter. It's less than a quarter, but it's cheap. But yeah, I've showed you around the car. Let's go for a drive, and then in the upcoming videos you're going to see me start sorting out all the issues on the car. But yeah, for now, let's go for a drive. So guys, we're in the car. In regards to inside, everything works as it should. Normally you see that this is all pixelated. Obviously that door's showing open because the latch is broken. But yeah, everything works as it should. Obviously this is the main reason why I bought this car. If you look in here, it's all the service history. It's got stacks of it, so... Didn't want to shut there. It's got stacks of it, so obviously... You see, when you're buying cars like this, you can't just... It can't be based on looks, it has to be based on service history. That's what sells the car. So... In my head, once I sort everything out, you're not going to find a better one. It's got full service history and it's going to be absolutely mint. So this car, I paid 2.4 for it. Similar cars, similar mileage, they're up for sale on Auto Trader for about 5-6 grand. So I've got like 3 grand to spend in this car, and potentially there's still a profit. I wouldn't spend 3 grand because obviously, do you know what it is? The more and more I'm driving this car, the more I'm liking it, because I've always wanted one since I was a kid. Just like how I wanted an R34 as a kid, R35 as a kid, I wanted one of these. My uncle had one of these in Nagara Blue. I tried to buy it off him, but he wouldn't let me buy it, so I ended up buying my own one. And now I've got this. So obviously I'm still going to continue with sorting it all out, but when it comes to selling it, it's going to be hard, but I'm just going to do it because obviously I want this series to show you guys how easy it is to make money. Legitly as well, this is legal, you can't get in trouble for it. Like, it makes sense. But yeah, inside everything works perfect. As I mentioned previous in this video, the brakes are shot in this car, like they're terrible, like they don't work. I'm slamming them now, they don't work. They work, but they're not the best. The engine, however, definitely works. The four-wheel drive powered X works. Car is on coilover, so it's very, very bouncy, but from a driver's perspective, it handles like a fucking dream. Like, this handles on par with my R3. Like, honestly, it handles so well. Just the power, it hasn't got the power like the R3, naturally. But if I stick a 2.5 5-pot engine in this, we've gone clear, honestly. You never know, I love this car, so we'll see how we go. But yeah, as come to driving it, it drives spot on, nothing wrong with it, everything works. Radio hasn't got heated seats, which is shocking. It's got levers, but it hasn't got heated. But again, you can retrofit that in, it's not that deep. You can hear the door bouncing about, obviously. It's on the latch, so it's not fully closed, but again, it won't open. When you're buying, especially a Quattro car, you want to make sure the Quattro works. So obviously, to make sure the Quattro works, just pull out the junction a bit vigorous. So look, if it starts wheel spinning, then you know the Quattro's gone, because basically, in theory, you're driving a front wheel drive. This car's meant to be 4-wheel drive. So as soon as any wheel starts spinning, you got an issue with your Haldex. But then don't let that put you off, because it can just need a service and that'll sort it out. Or the Haldex module could be broken. If that's broken, then yeah, you need a new one. But for instance, in the Golf R, if you watch my previous video, which is the Golf R video, the grey car had a Haldex issue, but all it needed doing was resetting from Audi. Took it into Audi, took it into VW, reset it, and it's spot on. So sometimes it can just even be like a technical glitch. But yeah, Haldex is very, very important to be working on this. Then you can drive like this. Going into corners. And the reason why I've come to these roads here is I've done my driving lessons here, so I know these roads very, very well. So there's some corners where I can go extra fast, but I know, do you know what I mean? I've done it so many times, I just know it's fine. Like, I will never do vigorous driving in areas I don't know, I'll be honest, I don't enjoy it. Another thing as well, this car hasn't got it, but when you're driving fast, keep the sat nav on, so at least you can see like the bends that are coming up, trust me. Because that way you can pre-plan, obviously before the corner, so you know, I say there's a corner here, so let me brake. The last thing you want to do is go into a corner too fast and then wreck your car. But yeah, as far as driving it, it drives amazing, I love it. Working spot on, coilovers spot on, tyres terrible, brakes terrible. But again, as obviously the episodes go on, you'll see me sort all this out, and might even stick a cheeky stage 1 on it, I'll be honest. So guys, me and JD just drove to Canary Wharf. Just wanted to pretty much show you the car with a nicer background. Do you know what I mean? It's more pleasing for you guys to watch, do you know what I mean, with a nice background. So I just want to show you some more of the cars, what it sounds like, and we'll be ending the video there. But guys, if you can do me a favour please, I'm going to drop obviously my Instagram below, but I'm going to also drop JJ's. If you can drop him a follow and show some support please, because obviously without him I wouldn't be bringing you these videos. So massive shout out to JJ, make sure you follow him at Velocity on Instagram. And yeah, just made it to Canary Wharf. Let me show you some drive-bys around here and probably most likely end the video. Video. I hope you enjoyed it. There's more to come with this car. Before I go, let me give you a little rev. Let me show you guys what it sounds like. Obviously, it's not got a catback or anything, so it's not loud. But yeah, more content coming, guys. And don't forget to share, subscribe, and like. I'll see you soon, guys.